So radio.
You think that was cool?
That's right.
Hi, this is Harriet, and we have a new friend today, and a guest, and I'm so nervous that because I'm the first time I need to talk in English for the show. Okay. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Harriet. I'm also nervous because I have to speak in English, which is not my mother tongue also.
Oh.
So we both put the nervousness aside and just talk.
Okay. And also, thanks for Jane, and she bring you to here. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thank you, guys. Okay, we just start. Okay, why you come to Hong Kong?
I came to Hong Kong because I was invited by Arden and Michelle from the homeopathic clinic to give a workshop about Pansori living sound, which is a special kind of singing.
Yeah, I heard a bit.
That has a healing effect and that can be used by many people, and I'm very interested to teach it to many people. Because it's something I developed in the last 15 years.
50 years already.
And now it's really something that people can learn, and it should be spread all over the world. So that's why I came all the way from France to Hong Kong.
I see. You also teach in Taiwan? Right?
I also teach in Taiwan, and this time we also go to mainland China, to Beijing.
Oh, really?
To teach there.
Oh, great. I heard, I don't know, I thought you just use your own sound to heal. You can teach that technique also?
Yes.
Everybody can use it?
Yes, and everyone can learn it. Some people say to me it's a gift you have that nobody else has.
Yeah.
And then I say, but I also learned it. I also developed it. So there's no limit. Everybody can use it, and there's a time you have to learn it. But already in the first workshop you learn some techniques that you can use at home. So it's a very...
Teach in the workshop, you just practicing the sound, or...
We are practicing the sound, but we also explain about the background. We also teach about how from the anatomy of the body, how the whole body can be a sounding chamber. And for that people have to know how their ears function, how their voice box functions, how there are lots of resonating chambers all in their head and in their body, in their chest, in their belly. So they have to learn that. And for some, it's something they have never experienced, and they say, wow, there's a whole new world opening up for me.
Really?
Because we live in a society, and I experience it here in Hong Kong. You have to be very good with your eyes. We live in a visual world.
Yeah, very visual. Yeah.
And the auditory world, we take it out because it's too much noise. So we go like this through the streets, that not to pay attention to the noise. And our ears get so bombarded with the noise that they are no longer open for the other sounds, because the sounds we teach, they are, you can say they are very subtle sounds. They're very intense. But
intense
they have
and subtle.
Intense and subtle at the same time. And that's interesting.
I see. Just, you said because we have so many noise now, therefore we hardly to focus on some part that we already missed for a long time. So you will try to introduce that part to people to more focus, pay more attention on that, and then try to use it. Then when you use it, you will heal yourself also, or when you use it, you will heal others?
First, the idea is that you use the singing for yourself, and that you heal yourself first. And the interesting thing is, in all great traditions, the ear and the hearing is the way to become more in touch with your soul and with your essence and with who you are. There's a saying I think it's from the Upanishads, it's from India, that says the ear is the way. And the Hindus say Nada Brahma, the whole world developed out of sound. So in a way, what we introduce is new because it's a translation, a modern translation, but it is very ancient because in all the world people have known about the power of sound and the power of vibration, because we are vibration. We are nothing. We are nothing else. Yeah. So we all have this beautiful instrument here in our throat that can bring us in touch with everything around us, with everything that surrounds us, and it can influence every cell and every part of the body. So it's such an amazing instrument. It's a fascinating instrument.
Yes, I can understand what you tell, but most of the people think, how can the sound can heal or influence? Because what we just knowing about New Age or about our vibration, or we experience the meditation, we somehow we know that. But for the general people, how can they understand sound can heal them? What kind of sickness they can heal?
I think any sickness can be healed. I worked with a quantum physics professor who studies how the body communicates, how the cells of the body communicate. And he has developed a device to test the body, how the body keeps its balance.
Right.
And I asked him if he could test the influence of the voice on the body. So I was tested, and the person I was singing for was tested before. Then I did the singing, and then we were tested afterwards. And the whole energy level of the body had increased a lot. The balance between left and right in the brain had increased. And the whole connective tissue of the body, which is everywhere, the energy and the transparency of the connective tissue had become much bigger. And he said to me, Yvonne, when you can work in this way, there are really no limits to what the sound can do. The sound can go everywhere, to places where no other instruments can go. And I have especially worked a lot with people who have brain damage, or who have certain diseases of the connective tissue, people who are addicted. And addiction is very difficult to treat in normal therapy. But through the sound, you get directly into the patterns that people have developed. And you touch the patterns, and they feel and they understand why they drink or why they use drugs. And then
they will understand why they use drugs suddenly.
And that also amazed me, because I had not expected that. But suddenly the sound, like it you can say it penetrates into the neurons and the patterns of the brain. It touches that spot, and from that touch, all of a sudden things come into the awareness that before were locked. And when it comes into your awareness, you can make a choice. When it's not in your awareness, you can never choose.
Right.
Yeah. You are driven. You are seduced.
Just following.
Yeah.
But now, after that, you can realize what happened, and then you can make that choice.
Yeah.
You're no longer
dependent. Yeah. And what is amazing to me is that many therapies, it takes a long time.
Yeah, to investigate.
To diagnose.
To diagnose, right.
To have all the talking things. With the singing, it's very direct. it's a direct connection.
Then you don't need to understand that people. You just feel them, and then you open your mouth and then.
Yeah, usually I talk to people before because we are used to that. So they tell me where they have problems, what their illness is, and then I hear it, and then I listen, and then I say, now, shall we continue with the singing? And then I start singing, and then I have to forget everything I know from what they told me, because the sound itself will find the spot where there is an opening. I was working yesterday with somebody, and the sound were around him. And I thought, well, they are not going into his body for a long time. But I was not worried, because the sound will always find
the way to get inside.
The entrance to it. And then it goes very softly. It's not something that
attacking or
that is
seems
hurting.
Like inviting
the
entrance and go inside.
And from there,
spread out.
I worked once with a person who had what's the word for that? Milt.
You can visualize the sound.
I can, yeah. No, I hear it.
You hear it, but you can understand the structure or the location.
When I sing for somebody, I know where the sound is going. I know it's going to the heart, or it's going to the lungs, or it's going to the liver, or the spleen, or the kidneys.
But that thing is not physical part, right? You know it from conscious level.
No, you know it because you tune in to the field of resonance that is there. And that field will tell you everything. It's probably what Dr. Wang told you yesterday evening. It's the same field.
Okay.
It's a field that contains all the information that you need, and you only have to open it up. And the people I'm singing for, they also know it. They can tell me exactly where the sound is going.
Exactly where the sound's going. So interesting. The sound is going somewhere, you know. Amazing.
And they sometimes say it's like sailing ships in my head. And then somebody else says, when you go a little bit to the left, there is a nerve that connects exactly my eye and the back of my head.
Wow, so clear.
So clear. Yeah, some people are clear, and others say I have sailing ships.
Right. Okay, we break for a while, then back we talk about more detail, more very interesting. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, Harriet.
I'm studying staff, the staff material, and so do my friends are also interested about that. So we are quite concerned about how the conscious, in fact, or because you told us the cells will have a receiver, can receive the healing sound inside, but is it your mind or your consciously will affect that part?
Okay. So you're raising this whole question about consciousness and how it works and what it does to the body and what it does to the world.
Right.
Okay. When I work with the sound for somebody, it is important that they are open to receiving the sound. That is already a question of consciousness. How open or how locked is your consciousness? The sound can also have an effect when your consciousness is locked, but less. When you are open and you want to receive it, the effect is bigger. And I think the effect goes all the way down to how the cells are reacting to the sound. We know that when your mind, when your consciousness is more relaxed, and where you are less stressed, you are usually more healthy.
Right.
And it means that the cells of your body are more open to letting information in and letting information out. The interesting cell about the work with the sound is when you think about the cell, you have an inside where you found the DNA and all the genes and everything. That's important, but for our daily life, it's more important what the membrane that is surrounding the cell is doing. There are receptors that vibrate in a certain vibration. When they experience a vibration of the same frequency, they open up and they let in information. That is how the sound works. The sound finds the vibration of certain receptors that need to bring in the healing information into the cell, you can say. But these receptors, when you have a lot of stress or a lot of anger, these receptors are blocked. They are not vibrating in the same way, and they are also sometimes really locked. When you have a lot of anger, some receptors don't open up at all. So the cell is not able to adapt to the surroundings. The waste is not going out, and the necessary information for the cell is not coming in. So that creates an unhealthy environment, you can say, in the cell. And that's, you can say, that's the beginning of illness. And the sound can block those patterns on the level of the cell. And that's also why the sounds can eventually have an effect on your consciousness. Because when the cells are no longer blocked by the stress or the anger or the sadness or whatever, they can receive new information, and the pattern is released. And all of a sudden you realize, my God, that's what I'm always doing. I'm always eating sweets. I'm always
addicting to the handsome guy, but so bad, right?
Yeah, do the things that are not good for me, that I know in my mind are not good for me, but I still fall in love with the wrong ones. Because the pattern is not opened up.
I see. So you're saying can help the cell become, the vibration of the membranes become kind of open.
Yeah, it can
and
open
also the
up,
information,
and the cell becomes adaptive to the environment. It can adapt better, and it can create more balance in the body. That's I'm telling a very simplified version of what is happening.
Thank you so much, so clear.
The neurologist and biologist will be angry with me, but you simplify it, that's what is happening. The cell becomes, again, you can say, receives messages, gives out messages, talks to the surrounding cells, is part of this whole symphony that the body really is, because all the cells vibrate at their own vibration and communicate together. So when this communication in some part is blocked, that's unhealthy.
Right. Yeah. We also, in Chinese, we talk about, we have qi and also kind of energy. If it's not fluently floating, then you will have cancer or whatever kind of problem.
Exactly. That's the same principle. But Chinese people have known for ages.
Right. But they don't understand is in sound, in the level of
sound,
vibration and sound. You know, qi is kind of like I don't know how to explain it.
It's like a mystery.
Like a mystery. Right. Very interesting. Have you ever, obviously, to heal a person got cancer or very serious, you tell brain problems. And
I have a very nice story about a spleen. somebody had a spleen that broke down the red blood cells. And when that happens a lot, you die from internal bleeding. Everything starts bleeding inside of you. So I was working with him already, and then I came to his home, and his wife said he has developed this problem. And this afternoon we have to take a decision to take him to the hospital because he has to receive new blood cells. When the test is under a certain level, he has to be rushed into the hospital. So she said, "Can you sing for his spleen?" And I said, "I don't know, because I've never done it before, but at least we can try." So I was singing for his spleen, first for the kidneys, then for the liver, and finally for the spleen. And the spleen at the beginning did not want to open up. And
you can understand the spleen do not want to open up.
Then I said to him, "You use your consciousness to really meet the sounds that want to enter the spleen." And he really tried to do that, and then suddenly I heard and felt the sounds really entering the spleen. So I sang for some time until I felt it was okay, it was finished. And then in the afternoon they did the test, and the test was way above what was needed for him. So he never went to the hospital. He didn't have any blood problem afterwards. So in a way, that spleen was healed.
I see. I just have a question in my mind. When you're singing, when you use your sound to heal, is that any other equipment or machine will have a sound will affecting your singing?
You mean, do I use machines?
No. The machine around us, will they affecting when you use sound? You need to be silent, or?
Usually I prefer a place where it is silent, but it's not a problem when there is noise around us.
Because our sound is more stronger than the noise around us.
Yeah. It's much more stronger.
Because it is from a real human body, or?
Because it's from a real person, and because it's from a person that tunes in to your resonance field. So the sound will become a presence in your own resonance field. What the other sounds don't do, the noise we hear, it's not in resonance with your field. It's not directed at you.
Because they are not interacting somehow. Because
yeah.
Then how your CD can heal people?
The CD I made especially for the brain. The first CD is especially for relaxing the brain and for integrating the brain. There are 5 tracks, and our brain has different parts that are still not completely integrated. So we are not as brilliant as we could be.
Should be.
And maybe should be. Under the influence of stress, our brain tends to cut down the connection between the different parts of the brain. So the first CD is about relaxing the brain and making the brain reconnect again. So we become more creative, more intuitive, and finally more intelligent.
I see. I certainly think I heard about a student in workshops, and then when they heard about your CD, so most of the people will get angry or very emotional. Then I thought maybe just their brain is open up, and then they have blockage, or they suppress some energy. Therefore, they will start to emotion and like that.
Yeah,
but they are not welcoming. Therefore, sometimes some people will go out or leaving.
Yeah, you have to take the CD quietly, bit by bit. The first track is about a soul coming to Earth. How is it to come from the other realms into the physical body? I always recommend people to listen to the first track first because it's very relaxing and it's also very welcoming. The second track is about the backside of the brain, and that is related to memories. So there are all your memories. So when you have sad memories, difficult memories, you play that second track, and then the memories will become less of a problem. They will become more, they will melt away, you can say. And then I recommend people to listen to track 1, track 2, and then track 1 again, because you want to go back to this welcoming. And when they've had enough of when the memories are balanced, they go to track 3, and track 3 is about the emotional part of our brain. So when you listen to that, some emotions may come up. Anger, sadness, fear, and the sound will help you to release those emotions, just to feel them, to cry, to be angry, to anything. So for a long time, usually people work only with track 3. And then I also say 1, 3, 1. Always go back to this welcoming space. And then track 4 is about the thinking part of our brains, the house of thought, I call it. And that is usually very stressed because society always wants us to be alert, to be focused, to be very clear. And that part needs the most relaxation. So when you come home from a hard day's work at 9 o'clock and you say, my brain is so tired, it's usually this part of the brain. So then you use track 4 and get a release from that part. And then there is a 5th track that connects all those 3 parts.
Okay.
So people can choose from the CD.
I have another question that I heard someone teaching a method to open kids' mind. Not mind, actually. They want to open up their brain, which connect to right and left brain. And after heard that sound, very noise like dolphin sound. And after that, ESP,
extrasensory perception.
Yeah, they will open up. They will become more easy to connect to the source. Is that possible or?
Yeah, I talked to a woman yesterday who told me, because my second CD is about left and right brain connection, and she said her kids became very quiet from the first CD, and from the second CD they didn't like it so much, so they switched it off. And I said that's because this part of the brain, it's our conscious mind, you can say, the left and the right brain connection. For kids, that is still very much in development. So for them, it is very important for the kids to have the deeper parts of the brain in a good connection, and then later on have this connection between left and right, because it might open up spaces for them that are too early.
Too early.
Yeah, so they cannot
manage
the information that is coming in, because when you get information from the other realms, you need a balanced body and a balanced mind to be able to manage that.
So
okay. I would be very careful with my kids in that respect.
Because you will consider their brain needs some time to become mature, then a bit open it part.
Yeah.
But that program is really interesting. At the end of their talk, they will show a show that the kids can blindfold themselves and visualize something very easily. The superpower will kind of become very active. Yeah. But I don't know how it works. I mean, it's really interesting. But
it would be interesting to know, to have brain scans from them.
Oh yeah.
To see where
how they work.
Yeah, what part of the brain is activated.
One of my friends also sent his son to attend the shortest one because it's quite expensive. So he seemed to be a bit more quiet right now. Yeah, more able to be handle his own emotion. A bit improvement. Right. So I found really interesting about the song and how the singing improve a person. Yeah. And I'm so appreciate that you can tell us that's very detailed, you know. So many people around us using energy healing or crystal or tarot card, but they don't know how it works. But you can know it how it was really, really. Thank you that you can explain. But the next part, we will talk about your personal stuff.
Okay.
Can I?
Of course.
Okay, let's come back later.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
I just want to ask a final question about the technical one. If someone is not welcome, you know, so many cases. Oh, I know that is very good, but I have a friend. He's not believing that part, but I think he needs that help. Can you help him?
No, I cannot help him because he has not chosen to come to me.
Even I introduce him and I say, is it good for him? And he
Yeah. Then when he comes, still I ask him, why are you here? What do you want?
Someone help me and want me to be here, you know.
Yeah, then I say, well, maybe it's not such a good idea when you come only because somebody else tells you to do it. I always ask people
their own
decision, their own. One time, a man came to me. He had a brain damage.
Right.
And his wife had heard me on a conference, and she said, I want to bring my husband to you. And I said, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came, and he only came because his wife wanted him to come.
Satisfy his wife.
And then after 3 times, I felt the sound could not enter him. One time it entered from the backside of his head, but I felt it's not enough. So after 3 times I said to him, it's better that we stop working because you're wasting your money and my time. And they are both very precious things to us. And then he said, yeah, you're right. I'm here because my wife wants me to be here. And I said to him, I think there's another way of healing for you. This is not what you have chosen for yourself. And then his wife was also present. And then I looked at her and she was very disappointed. Then I said to her, perhaps you need the singing more than your husband does. And then she started crying and she said, yes, that's true. Because it was so difficult for her that he had this really debilitating illness. So I've been singing for her 2 times. To help her release the emotions of all the problems that had come into her life because of his illness. And she pushed him to be healed.
Yeah, because she wanted to solve that problem.
She wanted to solve that problem, but the problem was her problem. Needed to be solved.
Because she's the one need to take care of, but she always take care of someone else.
Yeah.
And if someone he tries so many methods already, but he still very doubts on everything, and Yvonne, I want to try it, but can I have a try, or but I can't totally trust, but it seems like good, and someone seems better later on. Then
I usually talk to them to see if they are open to receiving the sound. When they are open to receiving the sound, I say it's fine for you to come. But when I feel it's just something else they want to try, I say no. I find it also a waste of time because there are so many people who need the singing. I'm not so willing to do it just for fun.
We need to respect ourselves as a healer, or we're not trying something else or satisfy his own drama.
Yeah.
Oh, someone heal me, but can't.
Yeah.
Kind of things, right? I
And
see.
also, I feel I have to respect the power of the singing.
Right,
And that's important
right.
to do that. There's probably another way for that person to heal.
Maybe, someone needs something else sometimes, right?
Yeah.
It's not must be singing, you
No.
know. Can I ask you something personal? Just, are you happy?
I'm very happy.
Are you enjoying your life very much?
I am enjoying my life till the fullest.
Fullest. And what is the, right now you seem very happy, and I can see it's true. And then, what is the unhappiest moment in your life?
What's the unhappiest moment in my life? When in 15 years ago, I had a center together with my friend Adi. We had the center for 20 years, and it was really a calling. And then, because other people decided the center had to close, I cried for 3 days continuously, because I thought, this is impossible. I want the center to continue.
You doing something illegal or what?
No. Because there was no finances to paint the house, and they said we will sell the house and buy a smaller house for you. And then I felt that was a very unhappy moment in my life. But it opened finally for me the time to develop the singing. If I had stayed in the center,
you would continue to.
I would never have had the time to develop the singing. So it was a blessing in disguise. And it took me a long time to recognize the blessing.
Yes. Sometimes the biggest blessing is need time to recognize. Right. So when you start to show passion on doing this, like helping others and healing others and spiritual stuff or holistic stuff, right?
When did it start?
Yeah, when did it start?
When I was born.
When you was born?
When I was born. When I was a baby, it started. I came that way. I can't help it.
Then when you are in primary school, you already keen on helping others?
Yes. Terrible.
Really?
Really.
Oh. So you like angel? Just
no, I came with that mindsetting.
Oh.
So now I had to learn slowly that not everybody wants to be healed by me.
Oh.
And that was very good that I learned that.
Oh, really? Really?
Really. It made me have more free time. And more enjoying my life.
Oh.
And I have to tell you something that was very important to me, because until I started developing the singing, I was a very, very shy person. I would never talk in public. I would always be like him.
Sunny, you mean.
Like Sunny. And that the singing did for me. It changed me a lot. It really brought me into expression, and that's what it does for most people. When they start this kind of singing, they can express who they are. They can say what they want. They can know their own voice.
Oh, so you are shy people, then you might be very sensitive. And how can you step out from a shy people to become kind of expressive, able to...
The singing did that for me. Through the singing, many of my old patterns of shyness changed. And I remember that's about 6 years ago, I got a phone call. Then I was already singing, and I had a woman on the phone and she said, "Can you sing on a large conference?" And I said, "Yes, I can." And Adi, my friend, was already very surprised that I said yes like that. And then the next day she telephoned and said, "Well, you will sing on the conference, but can you also be the president of the conference and guide it all the way?" And I said, "Yes, why not?" He said, "Yvonne, what's happening to you?"
Is something wrong?
And then I realized that shyness had gone.
Huh.
I didn't realize it before because
just the situation, and then
just the situation came, and then I did the conference and I was singing and
no problem. You're very okay with that.
very okay. I loved it. And then Adi
Dramatic.
asked when it started,
Huh.
she said, "Are you nervous?" And I said, "No. I've prepared it. I'm not nervous. Why should I be nervous?" And 10 years before, I would have been dying to be visible, to be
Visible.
in public. And now I love it. Something
Something
in the brain changed.
you find the
The
button.
right button. Yeah, I pushed that button.
Right. Maybe the last one. Which part you want to talk about? Your family or your love affair or whatever?
You choose.
Hey,
You have a preference, I know.
every time I will ask them about the affair or love relationships, or this part I choose. Because when you need to be someone else very closely, then you must face yourself. It's relate to us very deeply. Therefore, every time I have a guest, I will ask them about this issue, love relationship or affair or anything.
What do you want to know? What I learned from my love affairs?
Learn is so boring.
It's so
Sorry, just like memorable.
Oh, I'll tell you something. I have love affairs in every country of the world. No, every continent.
Continent.
Continent. Europe, United States, Asia, Africa, everywhere. All colors, red, blonde, black.
Even Chinese?
No, not Chinese yet.
Ayo! Coming soon.
Because I haven't been to China.
Oh, okay. Next time.
So I'm still waiting for that.
Okay. Wow. Then you have a lot, many, or is
Not
it?
many, but intense.
Enough. Then you are easy to fall in love. Your passion or just come,
Yeah. When it comes, it comes. When it doesn't, it's fine. Which one shall I take? The hippie? Or the black one?
Oh, okay.
I'll take the black one. Because I loved him very much. He was a refugee who lived in our center. He came from Somalia. And we were even supposed to get married.
Wow.
Which now I think would have been a bad idea. But at the time I really wanted it. And he was a very sensitive man. Also very handsome.
Really?
Really beautiful. And what can I say about him? He came from a very different culture, European culture. And he came into our center, and I think there we live as a community. There he found something that he had left in Africa. He had to go away from his country. And we were very close for some time, but he was also a Muslim. And I didn't want to become a Muslim. So at some point, that became a problem between us. He said, we also wanted to have children. He said, I want the children to be raised as Muslims. And then we agreed that the boys would be raised as Muslims, but the girls would be raised European. And finally, he became so in the grip of his belief that in a way he became crazy and wanted to kill me and kill himself. And for a really long time I had a lot of fear that he would at least kill himself. So in the end he moved to another country, and I don't know what has happened to him now, but I feel no hatred towards him. I feel
sorry.
Just sorry, and he really suffered. While we were in a relationship, his whole family in Africa was killed by bombing. So I think that also really shocked him. So what I
kind of dramatic.
It was very dramatic, but I cannot blame him for anything. I felt his experience, his history, his life, and the life he had to lead in Europe. He could not combine it. He could not bring it together. It's somehow it split him. So then he became very firm about religion, because that was the only thing he could hold on to. Yeah. And he said, you cannot show your bare arms, and you cannot do many things.
After that, do you feel sad or
very, very sad? Because I really wanted it to work, and it didn't. So for me, that became a real opening towards questioning myself about what do I want in my life.
A very serious question.
A very serious question, yeah. And
yeah, you almost give up most of the things because you want to be with him.
Yeah, I wanted to give up my independence.
Yeah, marriage, going to marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
And in the end, I think it was very good that I was never married to him. I would have clashed very much with him, and we would have broken up and all those things.
Then maybe someone else also have the same situation. Maybe they were missing that person. Then how you handle, or how you suggest everyone, if they have situation like someone so sorry, you can't be with him, but you are really kind of love him, then what can we do?
For me, it was very important to trust my own love. To trust that I loved him, and to feel how it hurt me. Not to say, you hurt me, and you did it.
Not blaming someone else.
No, but to feel I'm really hurt deeply. What does it mean to me? I felt really cheated by him, and what does it mean to me? What does it tell me about myself? And to trust your own love. Trust that I have loved him. I have to be true to my own feelings. How I feel about him, and what I have felt. And then when it's not possible that we are together, that's it.
That's it. Accept.
That's it. And then I have to deal with my own feelings. And that's not easy, of course. You have to cry a lot. You are angry. You are
experience all kind of strong emotions.
Yeah.
And then you finally overcome that.
Of course. We always overcome it. But we have to feel it. When we push it away, you never overcome it. When you have no real ending of such an intense relationship, you are blocked there forever. And you are bound to find the same.
Yeah, so
person.
Many people suggest that you can forget or just let go, but you can't. After you finally feel all the feeling,
then you feel I can wish him well. I can say now, I hope you are okay. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he's still alive, but
no attachment to particular person.
No.
Otherwise, that kind of person will come back to you again.
Yeah.
Right.
You will always find
the same kind
the same. Until you have understood what the pain tells you, what that hurt tells you. And it's usually a good message. It's not nice, but it's usually a message you need to hear and need to feel.
But so many people, after that experience, they will think, oh, my life should be not worth to have someone love me, you know.
That's bullshit. Everybody is worth existing. Everybody that is alive is worth existing. And it's a mistake to say, well, if he doesn't love me, I'm worth nothing. That's really bullshit.
Yeah, so many people will reinforce this part. Reinforce I'm not valuable, but it is bullshit, right?
It is it's stupid.
Okay. Just try to directly to tell someone if they are empower themselves is not worth for beloved.
You need to empower yourself for yourself, and then the love will come. You don't. You also should not empower yourself in order to get love. That's a crooked way to do it. You empower yourself because you want to become who you are, and the beauty that.
Hey, some of your students learned from you, and then they fall in love with you.
They all love me. I don't know if they fall in love with me.
Okay. You know, it's very common. Sometimes you will project, ideal, you know, my teacher is so you know, she's so lovely. I want to be with her. She's my angel. She's my...
I always tell them, don't become like me. Become like you.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Harriet.
And thank you also, everyone.
So radio.
You think that was cool?
That's right.